Good afternoon, good evening.
Hi.
Okay, let me share screen here. Okay, let's move this up here actually. Okay, so I have a few words chopped off, but let's specify what they are. On this side, it says Alos HaShachar, dawn, Dimdumim, which is Dimdume Boker, which means twilight, Zricha, which is sunrise. On this side, the words which are across on this arrow should say Tseisa Kochavim, and which is absolute nightfall. This should say Dimdumim, Dimdume Erev, twilight. This should say Shkia, sunset. This line here is called Bein Harbaim, which I always understood to be the same thing as Bein Hashmoshos. But here he identifies it as late afternoon.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go to the text. Is my camera not on?
Nope.
It's on?
It's not on.
Not on. Okay. Not, I don't know. Oh, because another program interfering probably. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we are going to start from, I believe we read the top last time. So we start from Chalukas Halayla Mishmaros. And since we have it on screen, I might as well make it larger so people can read it on screen if they would like to. Chalukas Halayla Mishmaros. Me'atanach nitan lasik, Mishmaros equals Ashmaros. Me'atanach nitan lasik, from Tanakh it's possible to conclude Shabbaseinu Nagul Chalekas Halayla Shalosh Mishmaros. There are 3 Mishmaros in the night, and they are here illuminated as Hashmores. What's he talking about here?
Boker.
That's not Hashmores Boker? No. It's a mistake.
Ashmora Tichona, Ashmora.
It should be Hashmores Rishona, Hashmores Atichona, and Hashmores.
All right, now,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It makes sense because start at the left side, go counterclockwise from Shkia. You're going counterclockwise on the left side.
From this side?
Going up to circle.
Oh, I see. Okay, we're going the wrong direction. Okay. So then you have Hashmaros Rishona, Hashmaros Tichona, Hashmaros Boker. Yeah. Okay. I should have gone. No, it's not counterclockwise. It's going clockwise, but starting from.
Oh, clockwise. Okay.
Starting from Shkia. Okay.
Right. You're correct. Clockwise.
Okay. So I was going counterclockwise. So the Hashmaros Tichona is mentioned in Shoftim Zayin 19. Rumazos, on the other hand, Motim B'Tkufas HaMishra Talmud She Chachamenu Chalukim B'Zeh. When Brachos came based last, Rabbi Nosson Bavli Laila Nechlach L'Shalosh Mishmaros Shkein Nagu B'Bavel. V'Yodas Rebbe Shechai B'Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Nosson also lived in Eretz Yisrael. He moved from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael. But in any event, the point is, Basho to Romaim. The Romans were in charge in Eretz Yisrael. They conducted themselves according to the customs of their land. The night is divided into 4 mishmaros, as it was the custom in Rome. Although we don't know for sure, but there's one can assume that also the day was divided into 4 halakim. V'gam kushnei beroma boker lifnei tzorayim v'acharei tzorayim v'erev. So the boker is the morning mishmar, lifnei tzorayim is the late morning mishmar, acharei tzorayim is the early afternoon mishmar, and erev is the late afternoon mishmar. Okay, so he has in the interestingly enough, in the table here in the chart, wherever you want to call it, the picture. So he has 4 mishmaros in the outer rim of the circle, but they're not even. You have the longer mishmar, which is that, well, going clockwise again. Longer mishmar, which says shmar rishoina. Then the shmar sadichon divided into 2. The shmar saboker also divided a longer mishmar, which is, I don't think that's what Gemara says. I'm pretty sure, I know that's not what the Gemara says. Gemara says that you have actually all the mishmaros of equal length. So I don't know what he's exactly the diagram is supposed to be showing. If that's the case, it seems to be mistaken, but we shall find out, I guess. Okay, so in the bottom he has here Yom Achel Kamu'ar Yemama, the day which is the illuminated part of the 24-hour day. Tashim Samagin L'Mases Chalkei Yemama B'Mei Hashivyon. This shows the days, parts of the 24-hour day on equinox day. Kasher Yom Alayla Shabim Zelzel day and night are equal to each other. But kites in the summer, Hayamim Arukim said the days are longer. L'chein Gam Chalkei Yom, and therefore also the parts of the day. Arukim say are longer. The opposite in the winter. Lumazos, on the other hand, Orech HaNeshef, the length of the neshef, which he defines as the twilight time, is affected by other factors, and doesn't have to do necessarily with the length of the day. As Amud 99 is going to get to the understandings of this later on. Okay. That we have, well, actually I'm going to do the sides before we do the middle, before we do the sides. So this division of the day into 3 parts: Boker, Tzorayim, Va'erev, morning, afternoon, and evening. It's very ancient. It's a natural division of the day. Pay attention to the chart. It doesn't. The concept of morning does not have to do specifically with exclusively with the time of the sunrise. Read the entire third of the day, first third of the day. It's not just the high noon. Also, which is the 2 hours before noon, the 2 hours after noon. We kind of from here, according to Das Chai Bornstein, that's why Tzorayim is plural, because there's morning Tzorayim and afternoon Tzorayim. So Lifnei, which we call in modern Hebrew, Lifnei Tzorayim, Acharei Tzorayim. Now, Lifnei Tzorayim in modern Hebrew, we mean the entire AM period. Whereas, and the entire, as we say Acharei Tzorayim, we mean the entire PM period. But the way Borstein wants to suggest is that the fact that there is Lifnei Tzorayim and Acharei Tzorayim, which are both part of Tzorayim, makes it Tzoharayim as opposed to Tzohar. Interesting, I never made that connection before, probably should have. So at age 61, it's high time to have made the connection. That Tzohar on the top of the Teva is actually the high noon. Sora Tasela Teva Milamala, right? That's high noon is the Tzohar. And then there's Orion, which is on either side of that Tzohar. Okay? Musagei Boker va'erev yeshna mashmelos nosafos v'chabos. Yosem Tzumtzos says there are broader and narrower connotations. Eleim and Yanuchokrim, that's do with that. That's for scientists. Lo kana mokam larich bezeh. This is not the place to spend time. Rei musag ben harabayim. Okay, I guess we'll get to that in a moment. That's actually cut off from this chart. But the side on the right side, we do have shiur chalkei yemama b'mikra. Uvad chalkas yom leboker ve'erev, or boker tzorayim erev. Besides distinction, Shefa should be doing. We find a large number of expressions to describe or define the times of the day. And here we find a list of such expressions. Shachar, Boker, Lifnos Boker, or Kichom Hayom, Kichom HaShemesh, Tzorayim, Machzis Hayom, Kavora Tzorayim, Alos HaMincha, Minchas Erev, Nitos Hayom. That's the next one. Redes Hayom, Rapus Hayom. Never heard that one before. Chanos Hayom. Don't remember that one either. Nitos HaTzlolim, Yipuach Hayom, Nasu HaTzlolim, Erev, Lifnos Erev, Bein Arbaim, Esa Seif, Esa Seif HaMikneh, Esa Shoavos, Nesha, Alata, Laila, Ishon Laila, Chatzos Laila. They have pretty ample number of adjectives for the times of the day. It's clear, shall be rove. Normally, aim between these don't definitively define the time of the day, as we shall see by Bein Harbaim. Now that's cut off here, so we'll just read it in our book here. Perushim shonim lebein harbaim. Different explanations of bein harbaim. Between sanu motzim hagdoros shonos and komos shonim b'zmanim shonim etzem farshim shonim. So this expression we find different definitions in different places, in different times, and by different commentators. Aleph hamachatzis hashniyah shel hayom mechatzos hayom v'ad l'shkiyah, from chatzos until shkiyah, and that's in Psachim Daf Samarav, because the carbon Pesach has to be shechted bein harbaim. And bein harbaim, the Gemara defines as the entire afternoon. Basically, what we will call today acharat tzorayim, the Gemara defines as bein harbaim. We know the chatchila you're supposed to wait till after 12:30 p.m. just to be sure that you're definitely afternoon. But that's really mikra din. At any time after chatzos until shkia is considered to be bein harbaim in terms of carbon Pesach. Days bein hashmoshos, as I said before, unklas lefarish bein harbaim means bein shim shaya. In last week's parasha, Parashas Lech Lecha, where the bris ben Absarim takes place bein harbaim, the assumption is that it's bein shim shaya during twilight. Gimel erev b'komos muslimin perushos bein harbaim erev, which is a murky type of thing. What exactly that means? B'rei perushos ibn Ezra shmosi beis 6. Da ben zman mincha ktana l'shkia. And this evidently is the way he draws the chart. Between the time of Mincha Ktana and Shkia, which means 2.5 hours before sunset and sunset, that's considered to be Bein Harbaim. Okay. Now, going to the next chart. So here too, there's some parts of the chart which are a little bit cut off. Let's start from the top of the chart and go clockwise. Chatzos Laila, high midnight. We're going clockwise. The next time we reach is Alos HaShachar. So Zman Laila, the end of the time of the mitzvahs of the night, except for Kriya Shema, and possibly Kriya Shema Marav. Where you pass I believe you can go all the way, you can go past Alos HaShachar, because it's still considered to be, I'm not sure about Marav, but I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it does go later on, because it's still considered the time of B'shach B'cha. I don't remember what the hard and fast rule is. Then we have after that, Netzach Chama, Zman Kriyash Shema Tila Shachas Levasikin. Well, right before Netzach Chama, it's time for the Kriyash Shema. Right after Netzach Chama is the time for Shema Esrei, according to Vasikin. And all the way left it says here, that's the time of Zricha, sunrise. When left it says Kriyash Mashrach is Manah Mishiakiras Chavero. It starts in the time when you can recognize your friend. Berichuk Dal Ramos at this is for Amos. Vad Revayom up to a quarter of the day. Sof shows Manios at the end of 3 hours adjusted for time of year and latitude. And he's going to get that on page 103 in greater detail, he says here. The next time we have is Sof Shli Shayom, the end of the third of the day. Sof Saman Fiyos Shachris. So also Sof Saman Fiyos Chametz Erev Pesach. The next time he has here is Mincha Gedolah, then you're allowed to daven mincha. Next time we have mincha ketana. 2.5 special hours before shkia. Plaga mincha machtis mincha, half of the time mincha ketana. Chatzi azman shebein mincha ketana l'shkia. Shava reva zmanis, hour and a quarter. And then we have Tzeisach Chavim. Tchila zman shel mitzvahs shel zman b'layla. Beginning of the time mitzvahs which begin at night. Again, that's not necessarily completely accurate because we have certain mitzvahs which can begin at Plaga Mincha, other ones at Shkia, and so on and so forth. That's not in the chart at all. It's cut off. The Kriya Shema of Mariv begins from the time of Tzeisach Chavim till midnight. B'diavad you can read if I recall correctly. B'diavad you can read it afterwards as well because it's still considered b'shachbecha. Then we have on page 93 Chalukas Yemama l'shos, the division of the day into hours. Amunach she'al etzion chelak hamugdam migdar shel hayom hayemama ino mafia b'mikra. That's interesting. He says in Tanakh, the concept of an hour does not appear. The word Shah appears many times, but it refers to a defined time amount of time, but not to an hour on the clock, as it refers to today. And as he says here, 1 hour. Achsham perusho zman kotzar, but it means a short amount of time. Kiderech perusho so rega, just like rega, lashon ha'am b'gam mikra means in common usage today and also in the language of the Tanakh, a moment. Now, if a person says, depends of course who uses the term. When somebody says rak rega, sometimes he means just a moment, and sometimes means just an hour. So obviously, rega is a very elastic term. The authors contending that sha'ah in Tanakh is also a very elastic term. Amunach sha'ah l'tzion 1/12 of chelak hayom ha'mu'ar, the concept of an hour to define 1/12 of the illuminated part of the day. Mofia ba Mishnah appears in the Mishnah. L'dugma is for example, ochrin kol arba. You need chametz for all 4 hours. Sachim men perek dam Mishnah Aleph. Chametz appears in Chavak Sof Shalom. Kanirek before shoneh hashemesh shechadul arts Sofi Bayesheni. That's a very interesting theory. It says because sundials became available. And that's at the end of time Bayesheni. So that's when they started measuring time by hours, and I guess the sundial divides time by hours. Although the hours on the sundial probably shows manios. I don't know about that. I'm wondering about that.
Well, if there's sunrise to sunset, then it's going to end up working that way because it's a sundial.
Right. There's got to be shows manios. Yeah. Okay. I can.
In fact, that may be why we use shows manios.
Yes, entirely possible. That because it works on a sundial. It's quite possible. Never learned it before. It makes sense. Okay.
Well, otherwise, where does that idea come from, right?
Right. Okay, I think we can either stop here or I can scan the next image. We can start it today.
We'll stop here. We'll pick up next week.
Okay, so after we scan the next image. Okay, nice introduction we're going through here. So yeah, have a great week.
You too. Take it easy.